So if you're like me, you might get tripped up when your kids got something to complain about. Often they come home from school with stories of things that didn't go right for them, that injustices were done and things weren't fair and something wasn't right. And I was working with a mom today whose kid had a legitimate gripe about something that was going on the playground. And she kept trying to show him the other side of things or the thing that he maybe couldn't see. And she was also kind of empathizing with the another kid that was on the playground, and she was trying to use it as a teachable moment so her kid doesn't get a victim mindset, quote unquote. I invited her to just drop in and be next to her kid and be on side with him when he shared with her that he had an experience of feeling like something really unfair happened to him on the playground. And all her job was to do was to drop in and explore that with him. Not to, she could notice that she had anxiety come up. Oh my God, my kid's like a victim. My kid's like complaining. My kid's going to get all emotionally wrapped up in this. I don't want to feed this emotional upset. I'm just going to kind of like point him in a different direction. No, don't do any of that. When your kid's got something to gripe about, drop in with them, be there with them for a minute, 1 minute, and say, tell me more about that. Now, we're not going to ask them to tell us more about it so we can send an email. We're not asking more about it so we can offer them advice or so that we can fix anything for them. We're simply going to say, oh, something unfair happened on the playground for you? Talk to me about that. What was it? And what was that like for you? And then they're going to share something, and we are going to avoid the teachable moment. We're not going to try and teach them about empathy or about anything. We're literally just giving ourselves the singular job of empathizing with our own kid and not being a runaway train in our brain, worrying that this one moment is going to turn him into a whiner for all time. No, we're just going to be a receptacle for like a shitty experience that happened for your kid. And we're going to take a deep breath with them and say, gosh, that does sound like it was complicated or hard for you. Thanks for sharing that with me. Is there anything else you want to share about that? And then they're going to share whatever else, or they're going to say, nah, I don't have anything else. And you're going to say, cool, I really appreciate that you shared that with me. Can I give you a hug? And that's it. We're not doing more. We're not trying to solve. We know this, but most of all, we're not turning it into a teachable moment. We're teaching too much of the time, and we're not listening to just understand enough of the time. So play with that. Try it with your kid. Tell me more about that. Wow. That does sound like it was tricky for you, and I get why it would be. Is there anything more you want to share?